On in live, and we're discussing our 5 ways to make a man feel love, 5 ways to make a woman feel love. So if I should just go through it first quickly and
Okay, I'm gonna do that. The first one is get to know me. The second one is enjoy the way I move. It sounds really sensual. The third is tell me how I impact you. So talk to me, tell me how you love me, what you love about me. Follow me into my cave, which, as we know, men sometimes like to get away from women because we talk too much. They say they like to call it nag, but that's not true. But he say this guy here who wrote this is saying sometimes it's okay. We want you to come.
They want somebody to clean it up.
No, they want you to come and show us you love us by.
I'm coming into the cave because it needs to be clean. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
And then number 5 is talk about stuff with me sometimes, and that means anything.
Like this color nail polish. Okay, sorry.
It could be. He says it could be extreme sports. It could be anything spiritual, philosophy. He says it could be anything. Just talk about anything because that's how people bond when they're having good, meaningful conversation and so on.
Spirituality. If I don't, when God created spirituality, she did not think of man.
I think that's too harsh.
I think it's really
As
true.
a feminist, I disagree with you. I think men are amazing and they have amazing capacity just the way that women do.
Exactly.
And we all just need to find that within us. Now, the one about 5 ways to make a woman feel loved, the first thing is get naked with me. We all know what that means, but it also means the physical and other ways as well, So tell me all about you, everything, the deep stuff, the dark stuff. Tell me everything about you. So get naked with me in every possible way. Tell me I'm beautiful, number 2, which is not just about saying you're gorgeous, but about appreciating her when she's dressed in yoga pants and a t-shirt and whatever and scrounging around the house. Tell me I'm beautiful in those moments. The other one is let me know I'm part of your life. So that's about conversation as well. Doing things together, all that kind of stuff that make people feel bonded. Let me cry is number 4, because women, traditionally in our cultures, women are able to cry and men aren't. And so men sometimes, when they see a woman crying, they get a little nervous, they get a little jumpy, they get a little scared, and they feel manipulated too sometimes. But the thing is, women cry, they can cry. We can all cry, actually. Men can cry too. So let me cry and be there for me when I'm crying as well. And the cave issue, leave the door to your cave a little ajar, so that if the guy wants her to come in, follow him into the cave, she wants you to let her know that she can come in.
They can be there together.
Yes.
Then we'll both clean the cave.
I think you're obsessed with cleaning, but that's okay.
Yeah, I still have my spring cleaning to finish. Started, but I didn't finish. Interesting.
Yes.
Make sure and get your copy so you can have a read. It's very interesting.
Because I had an opportunity when I was in the waiting room with Vashti to really go through, and I have to say the content is really good. The quality, the information is excellent.
It is, as an author.
I am from Central as well. So.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oops.
So there'll be a story on her in the next edition, for sure.
Thank you.
There's a very biased group here now.
Yes.
So let's go on to, we have something on depression. So we'll toss to the video, and when we come back, we'll chat about depression and menopause.
It wasn't always like this. Behind every beautiful face tells a story. Sorrow is always within our hearts. Doubt, loneliness, depression. I don't feel like getting out of bed. No one listens to me. Who do I turn to? Can anyone help me? I can't take this anymore. I thought they loved me. People feel it's a choice, but it's not. But then, there comes a day when you say enough is enough. I am more than this. I am beautiful. I am worthy. I am loved, and I do matter. I will fight, and I hope others will too. Behind a beautiful face, there is always a story. And from the sorrow comes a beautiful heart that surpasses all the hurt and pain. But no matter how you feel, get up, get dressed, show up, and never give up. If you know someone who is suffering with depression, reach out to those in need.
So that was a lovely video there showing depression and things you could do to overcome it. And so much time we don't pay attention. Is chatting about that we might have a friend or a neighbor who's going through depression and we're not seeing the symptoms, the signs, and that's what we're talking about, to make a difference. Like, you could be more observant and go across, do something with them, cheer them up, lift their spirits, and so many times we have the power to do that and we just walk away.
Yes, because I was reading this story where a friend called a person and she said that how she was depressed, I really want to end my life, but she was busy, so she had to go to work and hurry up and do everything, and later when she called, she had actually overdosed on pills. So when someone tells you, I am depressed, listen and take it very seriously and make the time in spite of what, because when, you know, something like that, they commit suicide or something happens, they can't bring them back. And, you know, and take the time to speak with them too or get professional help. Sometimes, in spite of how much you tell someone, it may not get through. And I do a lot of motivational speaking as well. And, you know, my favorite line is, it won't rain forever, the sun must shine through. And that is the case. Because sometimes when something happens to you, it overwhelms you. Look at what is going on in the economic situation, you know, the recession. So many companies, people are getting laid off. I'm sure they have mortgages, they have loans, they have families to take care of. So how is that going to impact them, you know?
Yeah, get up and do something positive for yourself. My first stance is start your own kitchen garden.
Yes.
Yes. Gardening is very therapeutic.
Apart from being therapeutic, at least you can eat.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
At least you can eat.
Yes.
And so you can get something from your yard that you could cook, eat, whether it's the seasoning, the provision, whatever it is, and that's a start. And it keeps you busy. So your mind is not, and then you find ways, and then you could do it in a shoebox, you could do it on the wall, you could do it. I have to show everybody my fish tank with my tilapia at the bottom, and now I have pineapples, pimentos, tomatoes, I used to have salve and celery and the shadow benny growing on top. So when you're cooking, yeah, and so I haven't gotten around to eating tilapia because they seem like pets, but other people have had them. Yes. Because when you feed them every day, you know, they're like little birds with their mouths just waiting to collect food. So that's going to be a show. And my backyard, the space I had for recreation, is going to be converted into a sweet potato patch.
Wow,
some
that's great.
cassava.
Exactly.
I do already have my fruit trees. I have a lot of fruit trees.
And I have to say, Deanna's really nice because she shares with all her neighbors. She's
yes,
really nice.
I do.
But I need to get as well, so let's talk about that after.
Oh, and over the weekend, you were talking about what you did for the weekend. I have to let my neighbor know that banana nut bread, the other half I have at home, is coming to you. I was both for not bringing more. So, and then somebody said to me, maybe in the downtown economy, you should open a tea shop and sell these things because it was so good. So I said, okay, and then I'll get around to picking the bananas from my yard and making my own banana nut bread. So
which is great.
Sounds good,
Which is
yes.
fantastic. And as you said that, in terms of the older people would say, you know, band your belly. Look at things you can do. So in
Of
fact, if you're
course.
facing a situation, and that's what I tell people, take control of your thoughts. Depression starts, it's in here.
I like to let Trinidadians remind Trinidadians too, we are not people with one talent.
Exactly.
Trinidadians have
Yes.
many talents.
Yes.
Because I remember the first time I invited friends over and I cooked the meal, they looked at me and said, "Oh, you can cook?" And I went like, "What does that mean?" Because the way you look,
Yes.
you're not supposed to be able to cook. And I went like, "Okay, I think you're trying to pay me a compliment." Because what is wrong with the way I look?
Yeah.
Yeah, they think that you only know to dress up and go out, and I'm a very good cook, and yes, we still having that corridor competition. So
But we were
Very.
talking about depression,
Yes.
and what you said about how you look. People can look fine. You
And
can look
be
Yes.
perfectly
very
well groomed and so on.
Exactly.
And there's a heaviness within
Inside.
you that a lot of people aren't going to see. So while I agree that people need to be able to lift themselves out when
There
in times
there are
of
stages.
sadness,
Yeah.
there are times when you simply can't do it
Professional.
yourself and you need
Right.
professional help
So the
to do
mild
it.
depression, what I just chatted about, you can get up and get and do something different and change your mind
Right.
and change your attitude, but they are clinical, that you need to go to a psychiatrist
Right.
or a psychologist
And some of
to
it
get
is
help.
chemical based on
Right, and you need to be treated. And that is something that we are not aware of as Trinidadians, and something that we take a lot of shame in to go to a therapist to be treated.
Right,
And I
yeah.
don't understand why that's happening. Because
Yeah. I think people think that as soon as they hear that somebody is depressed or seeing a therapist, they think, as I may have mentioned to you, they think that person is mad. And they
Or-
think if I go to a therapist, people will think I'm mad.
Or even-
But that is not what
But
it is
even
about.
they don't think how serious it is. We just like get out of that stage. You can just get out of that. That's
Yeah.
how people respond.
They
don't
tell
think
you,
how
yeah.
serious it is.
exactly, the milder ones, if you start exercise or you do something different,
Positive thoughts,
and
think
you
positive
get back
thoughts,
into what
yes.
you're talented and you can do, it helps. But we'll discuss that a little more. We take a break. Back in a minute.